Okay, let's talk about goldfishing. And I'll have to look up where this term actually comes from, but it basically means, as far as I'm aware, is to play a deck without really any feedback. So just playing the deck as is without really any opponent. So playing kind of like by yourself, but trying to get a feel of what the deck is like. So here are the good guys. We're going to be goldfishing Melody, Hilda, and Rush today together to see how they feel. And this will give us a really good indication of what cards we want to start seeing, what cards feel good to play, what kind of cards we don't really care about, I guess. So that's what we're going to try to figure out, is what does it feel like to play these? So I've set up the game, and we're going to get started. It'd be good if you knew the rules, so I'm going to kind of blaze through it, and I'm just going to go over the cards in my hand and what to play and potentially why. But realistically, we're just going to kind of go through some quick hands and what it might look like to take a few turns as this team. Yeah, that's great. So to start off, I think that I'm going to start with Rush. Melody is really good at flipping cards in Tenacity, and so is Hilda, but she kind of wants cards in your Tenacity to be already flipped face down. So Rush does that already for us, even though his hand size doesn't start us off quite strong. I think that what he gives to the team is quite powerful. So I'm going to draw 4 for my starting hand. Let's say we'll go first, so I'll get 1 into my Tenacity. Ooh, a 3 is very, very, very good. And then I'm going to get my starting stamina, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then every so often we'll just say that we get hit by an attack, or maybe we'll pretend to use a defense card of some kind, and we'll get an idea of what to do from there. So to start off, let's see, we've got 2 enhancements that'll set us up for later. We've got a defense card, so that's not useful right now during our turn. And then we have Shield Bash, which wants us to have face down cards in our Tenacity. So I think the first thing I can do is, this enhancement is quite weak at the moment, and it has me like, yeah, it's probably the least playable card, at least in my hand. So I'm going to start by consuming this, and I'm going to play Rush's Warhammer attached to him. Then I would say that I'd probably make a basic attack. And on a basic attack for both the Warhammer and Rush, I'd put 1 card for Rush and 1 card for the Warhammer into my Tenacity face down. And this would allow me to get a 3 + 1 + 2 attack, a 6 damage attack on my opponent, which is great. I've got 2 cards in my Tenacity already that are face down, and that really allows me to play the Shield Bash quite well. So I'm going to use this defense card, which I don't want to hold over until my next turn, over here, to then play Shield Bash, which costs 1 less, 1, 2 for each face down. Pay 3, and then I get to deal 4 damage to my opponent and put this into my Tenacity face down. Boom. So I've got 3 face down. I've also got a song in hand, which kind of makes me want to play Melody next. So with 1 card in hand, I'm going to go ahead and rest Rush and put out Melody. That's great. With this, Melody can come out. We can get a big hand size to block anything. So I'll keep this Song of Iron in hand, and we'll go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's see. Do we have something that could stave off our opponent's attack? Yes, we have Endure. So Endure is our only defense card in hand. We also have a 3 down here, but I prefer not to use that. So let's say that our opponent is going to swing at us. And of this, I think that with these, I have a bunch of these big 3 damage attacks in my hand, and I won't be able to play all of them just because I don't have that many cards. So I'm going to look at the one that makes the least sense for us, and I'm going to choose All Out for now, because this goes face down. I don't think we want that yet. So I'm going to spend this, and I'm going to play Endure, which prevents damage, and then it says put this into your Tenacity face down. So a lot of bad cards down here, but we did a really good defense, and we'll say that that's the turn. It'll come to our turn, and now we can start to do some really cool stuff, hopefully. So I'm trying to look to see if the numbers on my hand allow me to do anything cool, and it does. I can play 2 songs this turn. However, I can't play my tambourine, which will help me keep those songs in play. I have Melody's ability to exhaust a song to be able to keep it in play for longer. But if I happen to play 2 songs, there's no way for me to get my tambourine. So I really would have liked to take a stamina card last turn. Unfortunately, we did not. We defended that attack, whatever that attack was. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to set up. I think that if you wanted to play aggressive, you could play Crush or Symphony, really right here, no problem. But I'm going to play it a little bit tamer, and I'm going to start by, I'm going to discard Crush, and I'm going to play a Song of Strength, which gives us +1 attack, and then I'm going to play, I think it's okay actually, let's do this. We'll play 2 here to play the Song of Iron. We'll activate Melody's ability, which is Exhauster, and exhaust a song we control. And then we're going to take a look at our stamina cards really quick, and we're going to flip the highest one. So that would be this shield bash right here. Now I could fan these out a little bit better to make my life easier. I think I might do that just to make it easier. There we go. This gives us a really powerful card that came in face down, and then at the end of the turn, I'm gonna rest Melody, which is gonna activate the Song of Strength's forced ability to exhaust it, and then discard a song in my, or discard a card in my Tenacity. I think I'm gonna discard this 0-cost Song of Empathy. And then I can come back, Hilda can go out, ready all my stuff, and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Let's see. No defenses in hand, but we have 2 down here. I have a feeling we'll use 1 and take a hit on this next turn. So let's say that we use the Shield Bash just to kind of put it up and down in our Tenacity, and then we'll take a hit here, which is a Rage, and we'll put that into our hand just as a reveal it to add it to our hand. But this gives us a 6 hand size, which is quite nice. Quite nice. We really want to get Hilda's Warhammer into play. And actually taking that hit was really good, or blocking here was really good. So let's take our turn. First, we want to see what kind of attacks we have. We have some very strong ones and some weak ones. We've got a shielding we could prepare. We've also got 2 songs in play, so we're gonna have to somehow maintain those. So I don't think it makes sense to play another song at this point. But Rage, here we go, Crush, there we go, gives us a card into our Tenacity, and so does Rage. So I feel like we want to play one of these to offset the songs that are currently trying to eat up our Tenacity to stay in play. And we also want Hilda's Warhammer. So let's see. Let's grab the Warhammer. I'm gonna get rid of the Song of Strength. I'm gonna consume it. I'm gonna play the Warhammer out, which gives Hilda +1 attack if I have 3 or more Tenacity cards face down, and if I have 2 or less life. Then I'm going to spend 2. I want to play Rage, which leaves me with 1 in hand. So I have enough to play a 1-cost something. And I don't want to play Shielding because I'm kind of getting beat up right now. So if I play a Smash, I think that works pretty well. So we're gonna start by spending 1, and we'll play Smash, which deals 4 damage, -1 damage for each face-up card. So this is 3 damage, and it gives us a card in our Tenacity, which is great for basically nothing. And then I'm going to spend 2, and I'm gonna play Rage. Rage gives us +1 attack. Song of Strength gives us +1 attack for our basic attack value. Fallen Mace does as well. So Hilda has 2, 3, 4, 5 attack right now, so she can swing in. I know what I messed up, that's okay. I'm gonna swing in for 5. Great, big hit. So what I should have done is I should have kept 1 card in hand, so I realistically should have played Shielding instead of Rage. No, I don't think there was any way around it, because I want to get Rage out. Hilda's ability is that I can place a card from my hand into my Tenacity face down to take a stamina card and then ready her. So I would have had another card to be able to like cycle it basically. So I could have played this. So that is a misplay. We should have done that as well to take into life. Okay, so we're going to rest Hilda. And when we rest, we have to activate all of our forced abilities when we rest a hero. So I'm going to start with Rage. Rage says place the top card of your deck into your Tenacity face down. So we are full 6. Then Song of Iron says to, like a song, discard a card from your Tenacity to keep it alive. Let's take a look at this. 1, that's fine, we'll discard this. And then the Song of Strength as well needs to be maintained, so we're gonna discard another card, and I believe this is a Debris, yeah. So we're good here. We paid for everything, but we're starting to drop away here. So everybody's gonna come back, and then we are going to put somebody new out. Let's see. There's a lot of songs in play, and at this point, let's see how many cards we have in our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we do 7, we're gonna take a hit from Melody. Don't think I wanna do that yet. So what I wanna do is I wanna go back to Hilda, I think. This will make it so I can draw 5 here and then draw 4 with Rush next turn. And then when I draw 4 with Rush, I'll take 1 stamina card. So I'll have a 5-card hand, which will, I think, open up a few more possibilities for Rush to deal a lot more damage. We'll ready everything, and then we'll draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay, so I'm looking at my hand for defense cards, and I've got 1, 2 right here, Momentum and Endure. And I think Endure might be it because it draws me a card, and that's pretty strong. We already have a Rage out. It might not be bad. This Melodious card, unfortunately, isn't as strong as I'd like it to be. And it's also not super helpful for Hilda, because when this readies your active hero, you unfortunately can't make basic attacks. So So I think what we'll do is we'll have the opponent attack us, and we'll spend 1 to play Endure, which blocks 3, puts it into face down, and if I have Affinity, if they're the same class, I get to draw a card, and that's perfect. It leaves me at 0. Then we'll say that even with our Song of Iron and our things here, we're going to take the hit from what our opponent does, giving us a Symphony. So now we have once again a 5-card hand size. We've gone back up, and we took a life, and we drew up. Great, awesome. So go back to our turn. And realistically, we might want to take a second life just for Hilda's ability to swing even harder, but I think that's okay. We'll play it conservatively this time. I have another Rage in hand. I have another Song of Iron in hand. I think what I want to do is Symphony gives us a card in hand, gives us a card into our Tenacity, but I want to take advantage of Hilda's ability. We have 3 cards in our Tenacity face down, and I think I want to do something about that. Do any of them have a high cost? The answer is yes, which makes this Debris quite strong. So if I play Debris, what am I left with? 2. If I want to play 2, I think I want another Rage, like this, but I also want to use Hilda's ability. And I want to use Hilda's ability first. So taking a look, I want to play Debris and I want to play Rage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Hilda's ability to play Symphony face down. Oh, nope. Can we do it in such a way that allows us to... Yes, we can. Okay, let's do this. So there's a lot of things we can do right now, but we want to maximize the damage. And if we can make sure Hilda gets a damage bonus before she makes her first attack, life will be good. So I'm going to spend 2. I'm going to spend Momentum and Song of Iron, and I'm going to play another Rage, which is horrifying. So this is actually really amazing because Rage will put 2 cards into our Tenacity face down, and then the songs will immediately discard them, essentially giving us like a perfect, like, symbiotic combo here, which is disgusting. It's very strong. +1 attack and +1 armor. Okay, let's see. So we get +1 attack from that. I'm gonna then swing with Hilda for 1, 2, 3, because I have 3 cards in my Tenacity face down, 4, 5, 6 damage. Huge hit with Hilda. Then I'm gonna use Hilda's ability, and I'm gonna take this Symphony, I'm gonna put it face down into my Tenacity as a once per turn action, reveal a stamina card to my hand, and then ready Hilda. And now I have 2 or less life, which activates the second part of the Fallen Mace, and 3 or more cards in my Tenacity. So I'm not attacking for 6 this time, I'm attacking for 7, which is insane. I've got 6 cards in my Tenacity, and what I want to do is I want to free one of those faces up. So I'm going to spend 1 from hand, and I'm going to play Debris. And just as even like a cherry on top, that card that I put with Hilda into my Tenacity face down, Symphony, I can now discard with Debris, meaning I can deal 3 plus 1 damage here, 4 damage. So bam, big hit from there, and I get to replace it with something big and nice. Now, there's a little bit of a non-bow here that I've just realized, and that is, how do I deal with this? This is a little odd. These are gonna put cards into Tenacity from the top of my deck, and because I can't do that, I either need to... I can't do that. Does that mean rules-wise that it wouldn't happen, or because I have to do something with the top of my deck, it would just immediately recycle my deck? Because this isn't draw, discard, reveal, it's place the top card of your deck into your Tenacity face down. I think it probably would make sense that you would recycle at this point. I'm just gonna flip it to make our lives easy. To do this, and you have to do this, you have to try to do this. So this we could say would discard Endure for the Song of Iron. Then the Song of Strength would go off, and we would discard another one. Then the Rages would happen here, and we would put the top 2 face down, and we would take a stamina card, which is really awkward now because when we come back, right, we take this back, we go into Rush. I have 1 card in hand, so now I have to draw up to my hand size, which is only 3. So I kind of miss a draw there because of the recycling. Okay, well, I mean, that is what makes sense for playing with Rages. You're kind of destroying your own deck, or destroying your own planning, at least, with these cards, which makes sense. That's the point. You're kind of supposed to figure out how to use these properly, and I did not. I paid enough attention to know it was coming, but not enough to deal with it, so. And yeah, I think the cycle would continue. We recycled our deck, we're down to 1 life, we've made some really strong attacks. We have a disgustingly strong board with +1 armor, +1 attack to all of our attacks, and then +1 to our basic attacks, with a technically not too terrible Tenacity. Cool. That felt good, which is fair. I think these guys have always felt good. But what I realized is a lot of melodies cards I just don't care about. I just don't want to play them. They're not that good. And by not that good, I just mean that like I just don't feel like they're impactful enough besides your songs. So we really want to make it so that that is not the case. I also didn't even play her tambourine. This is her thing. I didn't want to go out of my way to do that, and I feel like I should want to do that. So that's a good feeling. That's a feeling that's good to find out. It's probably not the first time I felt that, but it's good to kind of get it out there and be like, well, why is that? And that's where balancing will come in. So I get to go do that now, which is fun. So thank you so much for watching this goldfish kind of play through how does it play sort of thing. They're very strong, they're super good, they're really good at flipping cards, and this is a really strong setup right here that could probably take you into the end game really, really, really nicely. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day, have a great night, have a great morning, have a great breakfast, lunch, or dinner, wherever it is, wherever you are. And I hope whatever the next video is that I get to see you there. So, see ya.